Tons of you guys have been asking me to rank all the sceneries in Clash of Clans. What am I doing? This is just the typical YouTuber intro. A bunch of you guys have been commenting and asking me to do this, so here you go. Let's just rank the sceneries. There are 9 sceneries, so in 9th place is the jungle scenery. The jungle scenery is that free scenery you get when upgrading to Town Hall 14, so usually free things aren't as good as things you pay for, and that's how it is in this case. This scenery is pretty basic, really nothing down here by the water. There's a couple goblin statues in the forest, but other than that, there's not much. Kind of this little canoe over here. The waterfall is obviously there, but not really much to this jungle scenery, kind of just a remodel of the normal scenery. But you do get it for free at Town Hall 14. In 8th place, Hog Mountain. And by the way, this video is not going to have a ton of editing. I'm kind of just going to go through, rank my sceneries, point out a few Easter eggs and things, but I love the colors and design of this scenery. But the reason I'm ranking it so low is because while I love the design of the scenery, there's really not much going on. Like, there's not much to look at. There's so much empty space where they could have filled it in with a lot of things. And down here, there's a little bit more like this building, but there's really not much going on. There's a little market down here with fish, but other than that, I mean, this scenery, the design looks really cool and I like the colors, but there's just not much going on, and for that much money, I feel like they should have put some more details into the scenery. Number 7, the epic jungle scenery. This one is kind of the same as Hog Mountain. I like the colors and design of this. This has a few more details than Hog Mountain. Like, it has this whole market down here where they filled in all this empty space, but up at the top there's like a huge gap of just empty space, and they've come up with some super clever things in other sceneries to fill in space, but they just didn't do that with the epic jungle scenery. Like, they put some vines there, but that's pretty much it. I mean, there's vines throughout the scenery, so it's not really like something out of the ordinary. I mean, I like the design, just not much to look at, and there are other sceneries that I don't like the design as much, but I ranked them higher because there was more for me to look at as I'm looking around my base. Number 6, Clashy Construct scenery. This was the very first scenery that Clash of Clans put in the game, and this has a bunch of details. There are some places where there's just trees, which is understandable because this was their very first scenery. I'm not putting a ton of pressure on them to fill in every inch, but there are a ton of Easter eggs, like the Clockwork Queen skin right here, and they also have this banana down on the docks, which are in most sceneries, but they actually stopped putting bananas in sceneries recently. They have this building which has the crusher from the builder base crushing up rocks. They have this hammer, which I think is the hammer that the battle machine in the builder base uses. They have this house up here, which I'm not sure exactly who lives here, but I did point out all the Easter eggs in this scenery in a couple videos, which you can find in the playlist down below. But overall, they did fill in this scenery pretty well. There is some dead space up here with a bunch of trees, but there is a lot to look at in this scenery. 5th place, the epic winter scenery. I really like this scenery because the snow is coming into the village. I really like this castle up here. It's kind of mysterious because you'll see a shadow of somebody walking past the windows once in a while. I have no clue who it is. Maybe you can tell me down in the comments. There's also this crown symbol, which is the only place I've ever seen that in Clash of Clans. I like this elixir river thing down here that also comes up to the top. Again, not sure exactly what it is. There's a lot of mystery in this scenery. Down here you can see the banana roasting over the fire, and right here where there's the hole cut in the ice with the ladder going down, that's actually where the Barbarian King will come out and go for an ice bath. Up here there is some dead space. It seems like in the top left they don't really fill it in very well because there's not much going on up here. Obviously that's where the loot cart, the super troops, and clan games go, but other than that there's a giant ice cliff, and that's where all the clan castle troops will go through that cave. But this is a really cool scenery. I do like it, but it's not my absolute favorite design, so that's why it's in 5th. Okay, 4th place is not actually a home village scenery. It's actually the only war base scenery that we have, and I'm just going to include it in with all the other sceneries because I can't really rank war sceneries alone because there's only one scenery. But this is the Inferno Town scenery. This is an incredible scenery, the one of 2 sceneries that were created by the community, and this one has tons of cool details. We have this P.E.K.K.A house at the bottom. We also have the giant P.E.K.K.A statue in the top left, the Inferno Tower obviously. Down here we have some kind of camp or something. We have this bathtub which is kind of out of place in the scenery. Over on the right, on top of this house, we have the pool, which I actually don't know who would swim in that pool. Maybe it's the Barbarian King, or maybe it's just when you're visiting this scenery, you can cool off because it's so hot with all the lava and everything. But this is a very well done scenery. It actually got changed a lot from the original design that the creator had, but still a great scenery. So now let's get to the top 3. By the way, all these sceneries were limited time only, except for the jungle scenery. That one you'll always get when you unlock Town Hall 14. But all of these were limited time only. I don't know if they'll ever come back for gems or just back in the shop for real money. If any of them come back, they'll probably just be one at a time at limited times. All right, third place is the pirate scenery. This has been one of my favorite sceneries ever since it came out. It has so many details and I love the overall design of it. I really like this touch down in the water where these sharks will pop up once in a while. That's the only scenery that actually has things coming out of the water, which I think is really cool. Up here we have some kind of a village which has a lot of cool details. There's the banana again. We have this mysterious cave. There's a lot of mystery in these sceneries, which I don't know if these questions will ever be answered. We also have the shipwreck down here, and then we have some kind of castle. There's also a watermelon that you can see instead of a cannonball. Like I said, so much mystery. Where does this lead? What does this chain attach to? What is that vent right in the trees? There's so much going on in this scenery and I really like the design of it. Obviously the centerpiece is this giant skull up in the top. I also love how this scenery matches the pirate hero skins. Second place is the 9th Clashversary scenery. This one is a crazy scenery because it has so many animations. Everything on this scenery is moving. Up on this stage we have these screens showing different pictures. The goblins and wizards are dancing. There's lights everywhere. Up on the left we have this skeleton singing up on stage with the flames going off, and I really like how they incorporated the dragon rider into this stage. At the bottom we have this P.E.K.K.A set on fire. Not sure exactly what that is. We have this Ferris wheel. We have these pools. It looks like this is the hot tub and this is the main pool. That must be like the kids pool. So much going on. We have the wall wrecker down here, which looks like it got souped up for the party with all the speakers and the elixir drinks on the back. We got a few balloons over here. It looks like they parked to get some food or something. Over here we have this gigantic disco ball, which is also moving like everything else. Tons of lasers and everything. Everything on this scenery is moving and lit up. It's just amazing. And it also changed the grass a little bit to kind of fit the theme of the scenery, which is really cool. Overall, probably the best value if that's what you're going for in a scenery, because there are so many animations to this scenery. It's crazy. Number 1 is the newest scenery, the Pumpkin Graveyard. This was the second scenery that was created in Supercell Make by the community, and the number 1 reason why I love this scenery is because it's pretty much night mode in Clash of Clans. This is the only scenery that has changed the tiles to darker tiles, so the entire scenery is now a dimmer color, which is amazing because I've always wanted night mode in Clash of Clans, and this is one step towards night mode. Not quite there because it's not as dark as I would like it to be, but I love this scenery. I'm so glad that Clash of Clans made this darker than normal sceneries. We have a lot of cool things going on. We have these elixir cauldrons, which there's some skeletons in there. You'll also see a bat fly around once in a while. Yep, there's the bat right there. If you saw it, I'll zoom in and I'll have an arrow pointing at it, but you'll see that once in a while. Down here we have this ghost pirate ship. Really mysterious. Not sure why they decided to put that in here. I haven't really seen any crazy theories about what this could be. Obviously we have the pirate skins in Clash of Clans, but none of them are ghost pirate skins or anything. But nothing comes out of the water like that pirate scenery. Down here we have the wizard scarecrow, and then we have the barbarian king. Looks like a zombie barbarian king statue. We have pumpkins everywhere. There's something inside this pumpkin and I have no idea what it is. Please let me know down in the comments if you know what that is. Over here is the graveyard, and you can see skeleton traps and holes being dug everywhere. Kind of creepy. But then we have this building up here with a crown on top of it. That's kind of weird. Up here we have the giant pumpkin house, and this scenery actually wasn't changed that much from the original. This pumpkin house was changed a little bit, but overall I think the scenery has pretty much stayed the same, which is pretty cool because a lot of times Supercell will change the skins or sceneries that the creators make before they get released into the game. I like how they also changed the color of the waterfall to match the scenery. Overall, incredible scenery. This will always be selected on my base because of the night mode feature. So let me know what your favorites are down in the comments. Subscribe,